Well, I have always been interested in understanding human behavior. And I have been an observer and a reader of various models which have been presented in various books, in various articles, and in interviews, on YouTube, and elsewhere. And through my observation, I felt that there has to be something which is underlying all the various theories of motivation which we read about. So, what is that underlying phenomena? What is that, if I can use the term, what is that meta theory or that universal theory which underlies everything which people have been talking about? And I had questions which I didn't find answer for years, for many years, as to why this individual would do what he or she did, even though it makes no sense. Why would this person self-sabotage his or her own well-being? It doesn't make logical sense. And why do people keep doing what they keep doing? And so, through my reflection, observation, reading, discussions, I slowly put together the model which I shared with you the other day. So it was not something which I came up with overnight or one incident or one person. It was over a long period of time through very deep reflections and contemplations which I have done. So, any other question you have? Yes, please.
I know you probably mentioned this last week, but I just want to have a recap on it. Between the heart, the head, and the stomach, which one do you think has the most control over our lives?
Okay. So the theory of motivation which I proposed, just to remind and recall, was that we can see human beings as made up of 4 components: the limbs, the belly, the heart, the head. Now, limbs have they act, they do the things, but they do not decide. They do, but they do not decide. And then, so let's focus on the remaining 3, which is head, heart, and belly. Now, an average person, which all of us are, I assume, or 99% of the humanity, has got our energy distribution between these 3 centers in the ratio of 2 to head, 4 to your heart, and 8 to your belly. And therefore, heart may say what it wants, but if it goes against belly, belly would win, because belly has the power of 8, whereas heart has the power of 4. Head may say that this is logic, this is correct, this is how it should be, this is right, has absolutely no power if it is going against the belly. Or for that matter, if belly is neutral on a topic, but heart is saying something and head is saying something else, your limbs are going to do what your heart says, because it has a power of 4. Okay? So that's the ratio, I think, is how things are. 2, 4, 8, if I assign 1 to the limbs. Okay, so 2, 4, 8, 1. However, if you want to be something more than an average person, if you want to be an extraordinary person, if you want to be a superhuman, if you want to be, let's say, the best business person one can be, the best athlete one can be, the best politician one can be, the best social worker you can be, then you have to graduate from that distribution to a distribution where head center has the highest power. But you still have to function with your belly. You still have to have certain emotions. And therefore, in my perspective, in my view, the ratio of an ideal person, which I don't know if there is an ideal person, maybe almost like, I don't know, some genius. The ratio should be 5 to your head, 2 to your heart, and 2 to your belly, while keeping the limbs still at 1. But remember, I'm talking about ratio. The actual value can be very different, because then you multiply it by whatever you need to, so that to arrive at the actual person. Okay? And I have looked at the neuroscience of it. I have looked at the behavioral science behind it. I have looked at even the, shall I say, I have even looked at the spiritual or the philosophical side of it, which I can talk about if you are interested. Okay. So there are various perspectives to look at this. Okay? But I found it to be very applicable in almost all the phenomena. Your habits, your decisions about what job to take, your relationship, your the choices you make when you are eating, and the career choices, and people who have a lot of power, the decisions they make about how to run society, how to run government, how to wage war, and things like that. So it's pretty powerful.